Hey guys, this is my review of the new Zoids Wild Beast Liger. I had some technical difficulties during the unboxing, but most of it is there. And of course I'll show you how it compares to the previous two Ligers and what it looks like in action and all that good stuff. Let's check it out.
Robo Shop.
Alright, let's take a look here. I'm really curious what this thing looks like in real life. But first, on the front here we have, well, what's been pretty much the usual, the photo manipulated picture here of the Rising Liger running in a way that obviously it doesn't actually move. Background's kind of blah. I'm also really starting to wonder what the hell's up with these blue sky backgrounds these days. I don't know. It seems like they're swinging slightly back towards making these look a little less dark, which screw that, but fine. On the back we also have the usual. There's this schematic here. The the spider diagram. Of course, the Rising Liger is good at everything. Here it's decked out with some additional weapons. This doesn't really look like anything from... I could be wrong about that. It does kind of look like the stuff from the CP units that just came out. And here it is slicing the slicer off the back of the Genospino. And of course, on the side here, let me show you this if you've never seen the Zoids Wild box before. We have this on the flap here, bone mode, regular mode, and this seems to be oh yeah, okay, yeah, the blast mode here has two different stages with the blade retracted and then the blade flipping out. I guess we'll find out how that actually works. Let's get this guy out of the box. As per usual lately with these kits that are basically just slightly updated versions of existing kits, we're going to, before I do anything else, quickly compare the parts lists here to the previous incarnation. So here's the Rising Liger instructions, and here's the Beast Liger. And I'm just realizing they actually do have different armor parts. I really thought this was just a Beast Liger with a new weapon setup on the back, but it actually isn't. So let's take a look. Let's also see if we can not get this backwards this time like I did in the last review and made a total ass of myself. I think the camera is far enough away from my ugly ass, dirty, scruffy Tamiya cutting mat so that we can actually see more or less everything. So this is the Rising Liger, this is the Beast Liger. First thing I'm noticing is if you look at here, the S bag has 3 of these small clips that are used to control the blades. This guy only has 1 blade and therefore only has 1 of these, obviously. The entire gearbox here for the weapons array on the back, of course, looks totally different. Rising Liger, Beast Liger. You can see this has this revolver magazine looking thing here already attached to it. Actually, that's not something you build. The feet look to be slightly different. The legs are the same. The head, the teeth, this part here. This is the same tail. Yeah, so different feet, same bones otherwise. The A bag also contains these extra weapon parts for the back here. And the armor. Okay, the B bag with the armor pieces has, it's totally different, actually. This is the leg armor, consists of 2 parts. Well, so does this, but I mean, they're totally different parts. I mean, the head, yeah, also different. You see here the Beast Liger has this crown here, and this looks different. The main parts are similar, but they're definitely not the same. Yet again, smaller bunny ears. They seem to be phasing these out. I can't remember what all this is, but it also looks completely different. Oh, and I just noticed number A5 here. See, this is the one from the Beast Liger, and this is the one from the Rising Liger. This goes on the throat, if I remember correctly, and it's a different part. So yeah, looks like we're actually going to have to look at everything, or at least both sets of parts here. So why don't we do that? All right. So first of all, let's get a quick look at this weird ass revolver thing here. Okay. I have no idea how this is gonna work. This is the revolver clip. This is where it connects to the back. I think this is more or less the same as on the Beast Liger. And this, I'm looking at the picture here. There's a cannon on the side that I guess is going to attach to these bits here. The gearbox, of course, is difficult for idiots like me to remove from the packaging. Gearbox is the same. No surprises there. Now, let's take a look at A first. What did we need to look at here? Okay, this is strange. Because this appears to be A5, but no, it does look different. So this is the A part that I mentioned before that's different from the Beast Liger. Let me see. These are all these bone parts that are the same. I'm not going to take those out of the bag on camera. This one, okay. All right, so A3. This is the one that has the new parts in it. Let's take a look. Oh, man. If it seems like I'm in kind of a hurry, it's because of what I really want to get to is what the armor looks like. Okay, so this is the blade that goes on the back. Looks nice. We do have this. I don't know what you call that. That's a result of the molding process. Shouldn't be there. A lot of marbling, but I do like the design, sort of front and back, and this here. Now these are the new feet. Which look very sort of chunky and angular compared to what we're used to from the previous incarnations of the Liger. They seem to like with every iteration, the Wild Liger variants seem to be getting like bulkier and more angular. This is the foot for the other side. These are the other 2 feet, same design cues. This is the cannon that goes on the back. Guessing this goes together, so it's got my camera has just totally failed me. Yeah, I ran out of storage space in the middle of filming this, and now there's something I can't show you properly. This is how these the armor parts were packaged. They're all in these individual baggies here, which I've now already opened, and the camera wasn't running. I really need to stop filming this stuff on my phone. But they're packaged separately, and it's like this long stripe with all the parts laid out, and it would have been really cool to look at. But yeah, they're packaged separately because they're painted. What I was looking at before is if you look here, they're molded in this sort of not particularly nice looking gold plastic, which is the same as the weapons array on the back. But then if you look on the outside, which is the part that's actually going to be visible, they're actually painted metallic gold, which on the one hand is nice because it means there's no marbling, which is particularly a problem with metallic plastic usually. So if they were actually molded in this color, you'd have a lot of marbling. On the other hand, I don't know how well you could paint these if you were so disposed. Like just to do panel lining, for example. I'm sure you can strip this off, but yeah, it's got pros and cons. I'm just going to build this thing straight like a toy, so I don't really mind. Anyway, here we have the nice metallic red color that we've seen before on other models for the B parts. Not a whole lot of them. This is just like main stuff that's or fur basically, like that goes on the outside. And finally, in the S bag, let's take a quick look at the decal sheet. We have what you'd expect. This is A to Z Tatagami, and because of the Tatagami armament system. Yeah, because I don't watch the anime anymore, I have no idea what that means. There's a sort of tribal tattoo design of the Rising Liger, as we've gotten used to, and the usual warning designs. And yeah, that's it. Like I said, what's in these packs is exactly the same as for the Beast Liger, so we're not going to look at that. Instead, I'm going to put this together, and we're going to have more technical difficulties, but somehow I'm going to be able to show you this thing in action and how it compares to the Beast Liger and the original Wild Liger. Hopefully, maybe, barring further mishaps. So let's get the comparisons out of the way first. Here's the Beast Liger. Like I said in the unboxing before the camera cut out, the Rising Liger definitely looks bulkier and more angular. And then of course we have the OG Wild Liger. I guess the most obvious difference here is that because these keep getting bulkier with every iteration, it looks kind of skinny by comparison now. And here's all three of them. I think I actually like the Rising Liger best, but you know, judge for yourselves, that's what this picture is for, right? Now here he is in action. Blast mode kicks in pretty much immediately. Notice how the magazine rotates every time the cannon on the back moves to indicate that it's reloading. Nice touch. And then the blade folds out. This doesn't always work properly, same problem as on the Beast Liger. Of course, once the blade folds out, the motion of the magazine doesn't really make sense anymore, but oh well. It's nice that there's so much going on here, really. So yeah, the verdict is, like I said, I think this is actually my new favorite in the Zoids Wild Liger family. As much as I want to complain about the fact that it's, you know, yet another Liger and there's too many Ligers and I was already over Ligers by the time Chaotic Century wrapped up, they are getting better. The paint job on the armor works surprisingly well, even with the stickers on. The overall color scheme's really nice, and the blast mode's really involved without being rickety or weird. I thought the backpack looked too boxy when they released the first pictures, but it actually blends in with the rest of the Zoid pretty well in real life. I don't know if my pictures capture that convincingly, maybe you'll just have to take my word for it. So, you know, if you don't mind getting another Liger or you don't have the other two yet, I can absolutely recommend this one. I'm really pleasantly surprised with the Zoid, and I'd most certainly recommend it over its predecessors. Unless you have an aversion to gold painted parts, I guess. So that's it for this one. Sorry I'm doing these out of order, by the way. I'll have the Dry Panther up real soon, but I was way too curious what the armor on this one would look like not to pop it out of the box first. So expect that review to hit in a few days, and in the meantime, thanks for watching. Click all the things to let the algorithm know I exist and shovel some money at my Patreon, and I'll see you in the next one.